Hello and welcome to this edition of Guinea Pigs with Greg. Today we're travelling to the Worthing and Eastergate show to judge some guinea pigs. So I thought this might be a different type of video where you get to see me looking at the guinea pigs and giving a critique at the same time. It may be of interest, it may not. It's probably of interest to the people whose pigs I judged. But yeah, hopefully sit back, relax and enjoy this video. About a 2.5 hour journey to Yapton Ford Village Hall. Which is the venue today for the Worthing and Eastergate Cavy Club. We're judging all of the pure breeds, guide standard and juniors today, and I was in for a real treat. My first set of juniors were some lovely pink-eyed Goldens from Jake Bennett, and the guide standard section was very well contested, with the California in the middle being my best guide standard from Fusion Cavies. I particularly like the chinchilla as well. Now, being a rather tall chap, I do need to have the judging box set up quite high so that I can be nearer eye level with the guinea pigs to get a fair assessment of them. And I do tend to judge positively. It's important to notice the faults, but I don't use that as my basis for judging a cavy. It's an English self-point show here today for the adult section. So as expected, there's some very good adult selfs on display. The black, white, cream, gold challenge was particularly gorgeous. As you see, the white just stands out amongst the crowd. Very fit pig. The gold was very nice, but just handled a little soft towards the end of the day. I was very impressed with the classes of self chocolates. The colour was good, the pigment was good, the bold eyes, and one really stood out for me. It had such fantastic shoulder shape and condition. There are 3 lovely lilacs here. All lovely for different reasons. Very well balanced pigs, good square set heads, slight shading on the faces, but there's a lot of promise here and I think they will do well. Unfortunately, in the colour challenge, the chocolate just had that touch of class, was prepared to the minute, really soft silky coat, and the firmness of the flesh on the pig just really made it a comfortable winner today. But that's not to say it'll have it all his own way in the future. You know, these lilacs have got plenty of potential, and as you can see, they stand quite well, especially the under 5. Noel and Gallagher showed some absolutely lovely dark-eyed Goldens. The promise on this pig is just something else. There's a huge adult saffron boar from Fusion Cavies. Literally must be weighing over £3 in weight. It was a beast of a pig, and the film doesn't do it justice. It's important to look at the guinea pigs from all angles to get the best assessment of them. So we turn them around, we put them in different lights, we set them in different positions, all to show them off to their absolute best. Because that's what we're there to do. We're there to try and find the best animal, and it's the judge's job, my job, to make sure that I get the best out of that animal. I give it the right amount of time, I set it up correctly, I look at all the positive attributes, and then I weigh those up against the standard to find my winner. And in this case, I went for the adult self chocolate. There are a surprising amount of good cresteds. You find this in certain areas. Pockets of areas in the country are very good at particular breeds, and it seems that this area is very well good for the self chocolates and the cresteds. Very good examples. And no show would be complete without a good old raffle. I thought I'd take a moment to look at the rosettes that were on offer. The English Self Cavy Club rosettes look very nice, and they're being handed out throughout the day to the worthy winners. There's a canteen on hand, and the food was very nice. I was fulfilled completely, and the judging area is nice and open with plenty of good light, which is critical when doing the judging. And there's a great team on hand to write all the cards. And this is the rosette that everyone wants to win, the Best in Show rosette. But all the other rosettes are in colour keeping as well, and they all look very smart, and I'm sure people will be very pleased with them. There were a number of good quality Abyssinians. It's important to help set this cavy up to make sure that the rosettes and the ridges and the collars are all straight and looking their best. The coated section is always hotly contested, but this Rex was very nice, a good harsh coat, good direction, and a nice curly belly. It was nice to see some good size and substance on these cavies. The Rex never have any trouble with size, but if you notice, look at the head, eye and ear. There are not many points for this, but they're good attributes. We have a nicely marked tortoiseshell in white from Optimist Cavies. Just lacking a little bit of distribution on one side, but a good example. And here we have Chocolate Dalmatian, lovely blaze and head and eye, had a slight spinal bar. Good spotting on the belly, but the spinal bar is that solid white line you can see going from the neck all the way down to the rump. And this is a penalisation, not a disqualification, but it's a very nice pig on the whole. We have this lovely chocolate roan, good head, eye and ear. It stood reasonably well for me, a touch heavy around the nape, and it dragged slightly, but a very good solid head. As you can see just on the back, it's a little bit heavier, there's not enough demarcation, but the belly was very well distributed, and it was a good example. I was really taken with the black tans. The adult stood very well, had a great presence on the board. The belly wasn't as rich as I'd like, but it was very good. Just a well-balanced cavy, and I thought this was going to do particularly well until I saw the baby. The baby is very well marked, the colour is very rich, and it had presence on the board, even at such a young age. It just stood there, and it really just caught my eye. To be critical, I would like a rounder eye like the adult, but the markings are very good, and you can see a very strong belly colour as well, and a nice chest. The P-spots were well developed for the age, but you can see the shoulder developments there, the body shape is there. Just a lovely, well-balanced pig. The under 5 alpaca of Jane and Rex Matthews really stood out. A very springy coat, a good length of coat for the age. Obviously, it's slightly uneven at this point. It's the first time it's been shown, but the coat has got lots of density, lots of good texture, really tight, bouncy coat, a lovely belly on it, and was very well behaved considering it was his first show. I do think that this cavy has got a lot of potential, and I would love to handle it again in the future if I was lucky enough to do that. From this angle you get to see the coat length and the overall shape of the cavy, which is developing quite nicely. So here we have my top 6 best cavies of the show. Gallagher and Knowles Pink-Eyed White. Lovely solid pig with good shoulder, excellent well-balanced head, just a little heavy in coat today. Then we had Jake Bennett's Adult Pink-Eyed Golden, which just went a little bit soft towards the end of the day, but again a lovely cavy. Margaret Hooper's Pink-Eyed White Crested stood very well, again slightly heavy coated, but very well prepared, great condition. I was unlucky to meet some of the others in the coated section today. Best Self was Ivy Stud's Adult Self Chocolate, very solid pig as mentioned before. Reserve Best in Show was the under 5 alpaca from Jane and Rex Matthews, a lovely cavy, lots of spring in the coat, and a pleasure to handle. I was really pleased with this cavy. I would say just slightly short on frontal at the moment, but it's got everything you need in a top level cavy. Great density, great spring to the coat, and very even all over. And unlucky today to meet such a well developed winning cavy in the form of the Adult Brindle Abyssinian from Andrew Sparks, which when set up nicely really showed itself off. Great depth to the rosettes, lovely straight lines, good collar, and really just set itself off nice with a huge mane and great facial furnishings. We had a lovely day judging at the Worthing and Eastergate show. Met lots of lovely people, lots of old friends, people I haven't seen for a long time. It was really good to have a catch up and spend some time with family as well. We made a nice long weekend of it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.